Hi everyone and welcome to the next edition of our Northwich Podcast, where we're chatting to local business owners and charities just to shine a bit of a spotlight on people. And today I'm with a bit of a famous face in the local community, Sam Newey.
Hi Ian.
Hi Sam, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Good, I'm very well. I'm hot.
Yes, very hot, but gorgeous weather.
Gorgeous weather, but you should be sat by a pool with a drink in your hand.
Yeah, definitely a drink, yes.
Yeah, not working. So, for those people who are watching who don't know you, tell me a bit more about Sam. So you live in Hartford currently.
Yes.
Are you a Hartford girl? I can detect a bit of a Scouse.
Definitely a Scouser. Born in Liverpool, but actually I think I've just tipped the scales of time living in Hartford to Liverpool. So that's been a tricky one.
Yeah. So you get a lot of Scousers around here, don't you?
Yeah.
They sort of migrate.
So close, isn't it?
Yeah, it is so close. So you grew up as a little girl in Liverpool.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
A family. You have siblings.
So I've got siblings, 2 brothers and a sister. So 2 of them are still over in Liverpool and 1 over on the other side of the water.
Okay.
In the Wirral.
The posh side.
Yeah, the posh side. So still go, obviously, to see them. And I've got friends, lots of friends that I grew up with that are still there. So we try to catch up.
Okay, nice. So you came this way. Why did you come this way? Why did you come to Hartford? What brought you here?
Oh, well, it's the same story for most, isn't it? Followed my husband here. Yeah. Well, he wasn't my husband at the time. Okay. He didn't have to go and then me follow him, but yeah, he lived here.
Okay.
We both worked in Liverpool, and then it was a choice
of where to go.
Where to go?
And so he's here, Liverpool boy.
He is from the Wirral.
Ah, okay.
So the jury's still out when you speak to people if it is Liverpool or isn't. But he will definitely say he is a Scouser.
Yeah, okay.
But just over the water.
And are you a football family?
We are indeed, the whole family is, but I'm not as big on football, but Everton supporters.
I was going to say Everton.
So brothers, sister, my daughter, all big football fans.
Quite a lot of people, well, not that many people actually, but I know quite a few people from the Wirral, and they're all Everton fans. Is it a thing?
Interestingly, Roy is actually a Man United fan.
Oh, wow.
So that's a bit brave, isn't it?
Right, okay.
Amongst a load of Everton fans.
So he's a Man United fan, the kids are all Everton fans?
Everton fans.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, okay. Interesting.
Yes.
So you've lived in Hartford for a number of years?
Yeah, so I think it must be about 26 years now.
Okay. And you must have seen the village change in that time?
Yeah, it definitely got bigger because there's lots of new developments and some of the shops and things on offer have changed. Yeah. But all for the better.
Okay.
It's lovely. It's really thriving.
Yeah, it's buzzing.
Yeah. And still got all the original elements of the village there.
Yeah.
So that's really nice.
Because a lot of villages lose those, don't they?
Yeah, yeah. But no, the village is definitely there. Some changes, but I think for the better.
And what do you love most about Hartford, would you say? Is there several things? Or?
Oh, it's so hard, isn't it? And to isolate it down just to Hartford, because I think we're really lucky that we're surrounded by so many other beautiful little villages, and you know Davenham, and you've got Whitegate and Cuddington and all around, and then Northwich. I think the community itself comes together really well. But Hartford, I do love because you can you can go and get some shopping. You can go to the park. You've got bars and restaurants now. So just within that small area, you've got what you need.
And we sell a lot of houses, obviously, in Hartford, and so many people move because of the schools.
Yes.
And the trains.
Yes, absolutely. Because you've got the link through to Liverpool.
Yeah.
And then through to Crewe, so you've got the National Line. Yeah. And then you've got Greenbank, Chester and Manchester. Yeah. So really lucky. Yeah. And schools. Now whether it's still the same, but I learned a couple of years ago that Hartford, it's probably Northwich, it would be bigger, I would imagine, and you should be able to tell me this, has the highest concentration of schools in Europe.
Yes, I've heard.
In one place.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
Yeah.
I mean, Hartford.
I'm sure it's Hartford.
9.
Yeah, Hartford or Northwich. I know it's within a small. It doesn't include Davenham.
No,
and
right,
all
okay,
that.
okay. Well, like, it's not surprising, is it?
No.
Because there's loads.
Because there's loads.
And generally good.
Really good schools,
yeah.
so great choice.
Yeah.
Walking distance, and then great links with the trains,
Yeah.
and then lots of buses that come through.
Mm-hmm.
So really lucky.
Yeah.
So it's got a lot to offer, which attracts people.
Yeah, indeed. And one of the great things about Hartford, I think, is the river, isn't it?
Oh, and you just walk down to the river. 10-minute walk, and
it's beautiful.
It is perfect.
And Redrow are going to have made it easier to get onto the river, aren't they? Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
Because you're going to go down the new estate. So instead of walking all the way down School Lane and going down the Blue Bridge, you can go down the new estate.
I did not know that.
It's not open yet. But when that new estate's
You
finished...
heard it here first.
There you go. So
That's
it'll
really
be
good.
a quieter walk, because you won't have to go on the 556.
On the 556. That's good. And it'd be
So
good for the children, because although there are barriers, if you're going along the main road, it's not
when
quite
you
the
do
same.
that, we do it on our bikes, and you think, oh, you always feel a bit... you're going to get knocked over or something. So,
Slow down.
And shouting, yeah.
Yeah, no, and again, so to be by the river.
Yeah, lovely.
You've got everything.
To have all of that, I think, is fab, which is why everyone wants to live here. It's why it's so popular.
It's gorgeous. And I love the way you've got a really nice mix of some of the old houses.
Yes.
And new houses, and I think they've done them really well. They've blended them really well.
I think so.
If you like living on a larger estate,
yeah,
we've got that, but it still feels very private. So if you look at the Grange,
nice.
And off School Lane, the new one, so you still feel part of it. You've got Whitehall, then you've got some of the old big houses.
Yeah.
I think you've got a really nice mix and choice.
You live in a nice character house.
I do. 1930.
Yeah, lovely.
1931.
Yeah, I love period houses. I love modern houses too, but I think character houses are something about them.
Definitely. And I suppose it depends. For us, when we got it, was at a time when we had the time and energy to put into, we had to do everything.
Yeah.
So the lady that had lived in the house before us was 91.
Wow.
So we believed she was the first owner.
Wow.
But since we've been told she may not have been, she may have been the second, but we were advised she was the first owner. So you can imagine we had to rewire.
Yeah, of course.
Plumb in, everything needed doing. And that was great. We were at a time we could do it.
Yes.
So that's the thing with older houses and character. But we were able to create our own version of it.
Yeah, brilliant, yeah.
But keep the whole beauty of the house itself,
So that was when your kids were little?
Yeah, Tom. So... We've actually got pictures of Tom stood on one of the big machines, diggers,
great.
15 months old.
Wow.
It's brilliant, yeah. So when they were young.
So when they were young, so you have two kids?
So two, yeah.
Okay.
So I've got a daughter of 29.
Okay. And Tom, how old's Tom?
Tom is 22.
Okay. So are they both at home? Or
yes, still both at home.
Okay.
Olivia travelling a bit as well, so
right.
she's at home, but does some work and travelling in the States too.
So we'll come on to why we're sat here today, which is Tom's business.
It is.
But tell me a bit more about you before we do that. So I know you're well connected with ladies in the Northwich area, two of whom I've already interviewed, Catherine and Debs.
Debs, yes, and I know Louise as well. So I happen to know Louise through Sue France, is an incredible lady. So she runs Creative Connecting in Cheshire. And I think there must be 1,000 people in there, mostly women, I think. And she just has this unique talent of connecting the right people up. So I know Louise through there. But yeah, no Catherine. Catherine's instrumental to a couple of things that I am part of or help her. So I've got to know her through that.
What are those things? What are those things that you're part of?
So TEDx Northwich.
Yeah. So
we're really lucky that we were able to bring the licence to Northwich, and that was 5 years ago. And we're getting close to our next one, on the 15th of July this year at the Grange Theatre. And Catherine is just... well, you've met her.
Yeah.
But in action, she's just incredible. So for our speakers, she coaches them throughout the programme. So she's part of the organising as well, but her talent is definitely the coaching.
Yeah.
So we have lots of applications going through. It's about a year-long process, really.
Right.
From when we put out for applications of speakers to them being shortlisted to going through the programme. We have a comprehensive programme that Catherine heads up with Ashley Costello.
Yeah.
And it's brilliant. And then they get them to a place where we make the decision on the final lineup. So we've just done that. That's going to be announced this week.
And do they have to then be approved by TED as well?
That is put with the licensee and the organisers. So we have to obviously adhere to all their rules and guidelines. And providing we feel that the idea is worth sharing, it's about the idea, not the speaker.
Yes.
Sometimes people get confused,
Yes.
They think that you're just looking for a speaker, and actually it's the idea is key. But obviously the speaker's important too. We will go through the approval with them. We have all of their talk ideas have to go through due diligence.
Okay.
To meet the standards and criteria, and then they will be filmed on the night, and then we make the decision that to go up to TED,
right.
And at that point TED will make the final approval.
Right. Okay.
As long as we've gone through what we should have, then it should go through.
Okay.
But if there was something they weren't happy with, then
they wouldn't let it.
Yeah, they would let us know.
I listen to a lot of podcasts, and I've just started listening to. There's a TED business podcast.
Right.
I'm not sure if you've heard it, but it's really good for those who like podcasts and business. It's really good, 15, 20-minute bite-sized ideas about business.
Yeah. And I love that because it's just enough, isn't it?
Yeah, because sometimes you're driving to an appointment and you've got 20 minutes. You you just want to listen to something. Don't listen to Radio 2.
You just want to pick up on a...
Yeah, and get some information in.
Yeah, I agree.
So it's good,
And also, not everyone has the time, all of the time, to listen to something from beginning to end.
No. A lot of these podcasts are great, but they're 2-hour long form by. I haven't got that time.
And I don't know about you, many times I've listened to things and then I'm thinking, have I just listened to the last 20 minutes?
Yeah, you sort of mentally switch off. Yeah, it goes away. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's very true.
So no, that's great, and I love being a part of that team. We've got a great team of people. In fact, we have Adam.
Of course. I'm seeing Adam tonight at a photo shoot, yeah.
So he's brilliant, and he does all the photography and helps us with the production. Mm-hmm. And then they're all Northwich-based people who help them with the team. We've got Catherine and James Butler, a brilliant production company, and they help with they do it. The production and the filming. And then, of course, the team at the theatre, and then some other people locally, like Kim, she's brilliant.
Yeah.
She does loads. She does the admin, the finance, keeps us all in.
Kim Smith?
No, actually, different Kim, two Kims, so Kim Griffiths.
Okay.
She is just a little gem.
She's organised.
Absolutely organised.
Love it.
Down to the last T.
Yeah, that's great.
Crossed, and I need that, and she's just brilliant at it.
Yes.
But lovely, she does it so well, but so nice as well.
Yeah, that's good.
She's so polite. It might look nice if it's got this on it, so.
Yes.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
She's
yeah,
brilliant. That doesn't read right.
No,
she's just really good.
She's obviously got good people skills.
She has, and she doesn't just do that. She does lots of other things.
Okay.
But she also plays the role on the night of the prompt.
Oh, right.
So just in case somebody, a speaker, had a little...
wobble.
Yeah.
I never realised that went on.
No.
So there's someone reading what they're going to read?
Yeah, and I don't know how she does it.
Follows it?
Yeah, and there is comfort in just knowing that someone's
there in case you need it.
Because actually they don't really need it.
No.
But they have comfort in knowing that should they...
Yes, mess up.
Yeah, that she's there, and she's brilliant, yeah. So I hope I've missed anyone, but I think that's the main team, I think.
So aside from that then, before we move on to Tom's business, you still have your husband in his business? Is that right? Or is
in
that
the
not
loosest
so much?
of terms,
Okay.
yeah.
And he does a bit of business consultancy?
Yeah. So he's always travelling around the country at the moment. Used to be the world, but the country now.
Okay.
Working with different businesses.
And a lot of it's on Zoom now, I suppose, anyway, is it?
He is still working face to face,
Okay.
in the boardroom.
Okay.
With businesses, so I think he enjoys the travel.
Yeah.
I keep saying he's not actually. I bet he's parked up and he's in Hartford Hall. He just knows our house is that mad at the moment. He's saying he's away really.
Well, he's not. He parks his car on the back of Hartford Hall.
I've seen your car, I'm sure, today.
Yeah, it's funny. Cool. Okay. So we are here to talk about Tom's business, really, aren't we?
Yes, we are. Sorry, carried away.
It's all right with me, really. So tell me more about what Tom does. Obviously, as part of the podcast video, we'll drop over some images and stuff of what Tom sells, but talk me through it.
Yeah, so, well, he's Tom set up, so he set up his business in lockdown. So he was due to go to university, had his place at Durham University.
To study what?
He was going to study business and marketing, and he wondered whether he should defer it, and then obviously we were in lockdown.
Mm-hmm.
So he was always going to come out and set up his own, but he's always been an entrepreneur. Mm-hmm. So from as long as I can remember,
Great.
He has been, embarking on different entrepreneurial little things from, we'd go on holiday and we'd go to little markets and he'd identify jewellery.
Great.
And he'd think, I could sell that
For
on.
more.
So Brilliant. So we would go and he'd have his money and he'd buy loads of jewellery, bits of string jewellery, made out of coconuts, different things.
Okay, yeah.
Bring it home and then go to the local, school summer fair or Christmas fair and sell it on. Uh-huh. So Tom became known in primary school for selling jewellery.
That's great.
And then from there he started to do pictures. So he created these pictures out of, wax crayons. The Crayola.
Yes.
So that was one of them, and the Crayola created this picture and then melted them so that they went down the canvas and created shapes, a heart, so he sold them. Okay. And then he realised that he could use some of the things that we had, and I'm not sure the order of them, but we had DVDs, so we're going back now, aren't we? But DVDs.
15 years, yeah.
And because as a family we love family time, so we would have, a movie night. So we had lots of DVDs, and the family would come and friends, and he'd talk about a film, how good it was, and they said, we'd like to see that. So he said, we've got it. You can rent it.
No way, yeah. The Netflix.
So he started to rent out his DVDs. So he did that with family and friends, and eventually, we've got a couple of funny stories. My mum and one of my friends would then start paying him to not be asked to rent the DVDs.
Very good.
Because if they were late, the fines were quite high.
Brilliant.
So he's always had a bit of an entrepreneurial flair, and he always wanted to come out with, to go into setting up his own business. He just wasn't quite sure what he wanted to do. So got his place, and then obviously lockdown impacted on everyone in different ways.
Of course.
So he thought, well, during this year, I'll start doing what I thought I might do, which was desserts and chocolates. Tested them on family and friends, and got to a place where he thought, actually, I think I'd really like to do. So he started with one mould and one little red bowl, which we've kept, and he made chocolate bars, chocolate slabs, and that's when he said, this is what I'm going to do. And that's where Layers was born.
So for those who don't know Layers, Layers. So Layers is the name of the company.
Yeah, it is.
So it's chocolate and desserts.
It is. So there's two parts to it. So
I didn't realise it was desserts as well. I probably should know that, but
we've
had so much with your chocolate that
because it's new that part of it. So when he was practicing, he was trialling out desserts, but to get desserts to people, most of his business is online. Yeah, that made it more tricky. So he built the chocolate side of the business. But from October to April, with Halloween and Christmas and Valentine's, Mother's Day and Easter, that's the busy period. Yeah. Okay. But what he noticed after the first year is the heat and the temperature makes it so much more difficult to keep the chocolate at the consistency that he wants. So he can temper the chocolate, but then it's so hot that to touch for packaging and moving it becomes really fragile. Okay. And we don't have big factory where we can keep those conditions better or control over how the chocolate is delivered. So because it goes out in the post, once it leaves us, it's a little bit harder to control. So he identified in the first year that actually probably needed a different element to his business for the summer period.
Yeah, right.
So he's been saving up all his money, looking at opportunities how he can fund it, and he bought an Airstream.
Okay, yes.
Had
I've
an
seen
Airstream done. Yeah, bought an Airstream. And so it's just had its first couple of weeks out, and that's treats and desserts.
So he's going to shows and
festivals.
Right. Right, great.
Yeah, so it's been great. So he launched it literally a couple of weeks ago at Willington Park.
Yeah, the rugby club.
The rugby club.
Yeah,
and it was Deb Dixon's
yes, she was there, wasn't she? Yeah.
charity event, which Ashley Costello had organised.
Yes.
The fun day to raise money. And Deborah Dixon was doing all the heart screening.
Yeah.
So it's maiden voyage was then.
Amazing.
So it was great. Lots of really great things. And there's chocolate involved in it.
Okay. Because we had, Tom made some, for all of our, in fact we need some more actually, I think, some for all of our completion packs when property's complete. We give everyone a little layers.
They're lovely.
And they're great.
They're lovely.
And he wrote on whatever we wanted him to write on the packaging, and that all worked really well.
And
people love that.
Yeah,
it's local and...
They are lovely.
Yeah, everyone likes chocolate.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, and it's really tasty, because what I find is, I'm sure a lot of people do as well, like if you go and buy a lot of chocolate, especially the cheaper end, it's not that nice. Like especially from Aldi or places like that, compared to the more premium stuff. And whenever you eat layered stuff, I always think it tastes really nice.
Really good. So it's Belgian chocolate.
Right,
so
okay.
There's a difference in your regular bar to a Belgian chocolate.
Okay.
So yeah, you can taste the difference. And most people love, a Cadbury's or a Mars or a chocolate. And Tom's is just, as you say, a different end to it.
Yeah.
It's great for treats and gifts and something really special.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's a bit more fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
And novelty.
And I think that's why he really enjoyed topping a lot of the bars that he creates, and slabs are topped with your favourite chocolate or sweets, which makes it fun.
Yes, it does. Yeah, one of the ones you showed me was, it's got like all nuts on it, different sort of nuts, hasn't it?
Yeah,
and that's nice, isn't it? Yeah.
And as you say, he will create a label. So the label says, I'm nuts about you. Yeah. And it's a nutty one.
Yeah,
or, Biscoff, I love you. So somebody had it for their engagement, and they had. So we will tailor the little label.
Yeah, that's great.
To either something to do with the chocolate or a message.
Or the person. Yeah. Fab.
Yes.
So how can people help? Can people share this video to help Tom? How can get the word out? What's he looking for? Awareness?
Yeah, he would love that. He would love people to know what he has to offer.
Yeah, okay.
Great fun gifts. So Halloween is the next big thing.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And there's some fab, really great, ghosts, Draculas filled with things. So lots of fun, or lollipops, or fingers, so...
Yeah,
what does he call it? Infected fingers.
Yeah, okay.
And they're all a bit of fun, but... and so Halloween's is... it's always been huge in America, hasn't it?
Yes, it's much bigger here now, isn't it?
It's getting much bigger here. Yeah. So we get lots of orders for people to send little treats.
Yeah, fab. And then, of course, Christmas must be a big one.
Christmas, yeah.
And Easter's just gone.
And Easter is the biggest.
2 months.
Because he hand makes all the Easter eggs.
Right, okay.
And so that really took off.
Great. So are there plans to expand?
Yeah, well, he would love to. So
that's the challenge, isn't it, with the business?
Yeah. It is, and you'll understand that, and I'm sure most people will. It's that you have the growth, and then you're at that period of the next step. Where do you go? Because the next step requires investment and
a team,
more cost and a team.
Letting go.
Yes,
that's hard.
So there is that hope to do that.
Yeah,
at the moment, he's focusing on the core business during those months of October to April. Building this summer business, which is the Airstream, which is going really well, because it's really fun, instant.
Yeah, lovely.
Having something
There's
now.
A buzz.
Yeah, ice creams and waffles and things, but we have the Belgian chocolate on board.
Yeah, right.
So we have a tap on board, so you can have, different desserts
Oh, right, nice.
with the chocolate on or without. So yeah, building that up and then getting himself to a point where
you can think about the next step.
Yeah, the next step.
Fab.
So yeah, sharing is great. And taking a little look and seeing what you think,
offer,
and following on social. And
okay. Well, we're in the wording for the podcast, we'll put the links to it all.
Oh, thank you.
And then if you're watching this or listening to it, share it just to help. It helps in the local business, doesn't it?
Yes,
to get a bit more
much.
awareness.
Thank you.
Anything else you want to cover while we're chatting, or have we said it all?
I think I've said it all, but thank you, because I know you shine a light on not just in Hartford, but lots of local businesses, which is really good, and people follow that and they get to know what's going on. It's really helpful.
Yeah, thank you.
For local businesses.
We're doing a podcast for Northwich and for Tarpley. So if anyone's watching or listening in Northwich or in Tarpley area, then get in touch.
Absolutely, and we deliver throughout the UK.
Right. Okay.
So you don't have to pick up from.
No. Okay. Right. That's
from
important.
store.
Yeah.
Say store from home, but
from school lane.
from school lane. But so we do local deliveries, but we also do national deliveries.
Right. Great. Okay.
Yeah.
Fab.
Well,
that was interesting.
Thank you. Yes.
It was nice to chat.
It was very nice. Thank you.
And it wasn't
really
that bad
appreciate.
After,
no, it wasn't.
That bad
I can
after all.
not be as nervous now.
Thanks very much.
Relax.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks everyone.